Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Today I'm so excited because we are going to be testing out the new Too Faced collection. So the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes eyeshadow palette, and the Too Faced Born This Way Turn Up the Light palette. We're also going to be using some products either that are new or that I haven't tried before. So we're just going to jump right in. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and click the bell right down below so you can be notified all of my future uploads. So we're just gonna jump right in, put this hair behind, get it kind of out of my face. So the first product is a primer, and I've heard such good things about this primer. This is the Juno & Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream. So I am gonna use this as primer. And this jar is huge. It's 1.52 fluid ounces, which is more than you get for foundation. Most foundations are about 1 fluid ounce. And it looks like this. It's this nice thick cream. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on each side. Should probably be enough. You don't want to overdo it with product because then it can actually make your skin more oily, and that you don't want to overdo any of that. So I'm just gonna put this on. It smells, it reminds me like baby powder, so it smells pretty good. But it's very smooth and soft. I like it. So next up, I have never tried the Hourglass Stick Foundation, so I was going to use it because I'm trying out the new concealer. So I wanted to get this to try it. I've heard good things about it, so just jump right in and put some of this on. Hopefully this is the right shade once it blends out. Just put some on. Can always add more if needed. And I'm going to use the Juno & Co. sponge. So I have the two different shapes. So these are the two. This one I actually wet, and then this one I'm going to use for my powder products. So I'm going to go in this, use it to spread out. Oh, the bottom part works way better. And I think this shade is gonna work. My hair is getting all over. Just blend it out. That foundation is really good coverage. I have a blemish right here and I covered it up. So next step, I'm gonna use the Hourglass new concealer. I don't know what the name of the concealer is, but I'm going to use the shade Oat. I think it's the Vanish concealer, but I'm going to use this. I've heard this is really thick too, so we'll go in with a little bit and see if we need to add more. That looks like a good shade for me. The doe foot on this reminds me of like a lipstick applicator because it's like this flat shape, if you can see it. But so I'm just gonna even it out. And then go back in with the sponge, and I'm gonna use more of the pointy side and just blend it. I'm gonna zoom you in too so that you can really see how it works into the skin. It's super easy to blend out, I will say that. I do like that when a concealer is easy to blend out but doesn't dry so fast to where you can only do like one section at a time. Oh yes, this definitely is a very full coverage. You like look at how good that coverage is with the little amount I used. So the concealer is all blended out, and I still have some more cream products I'm going to put onto my face. So I got the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Light. So I'm going to use that to contour, do some cream contouring. Just going to use a brush. This is the Morphe M536. It's just a little domed brush. So I'm just going to tap some on and see how this works. We're going to go in a little bit and So I'm just going to tap it on first so that it doesn't get too much. And then I will blend it out. Ooh, that's super easy to blend too. And that's a perfect color. So this, the shade Light is for light to medium skin. There's one more shade lower that's more for like light skin. So there's 5 shades in this. That works out really good. A little more to the side. Blend it out. But that is a really nice color that it gives. I'm liking that, and I really like the coverage on this concealer. It is definitely going to be a go-to concealer for me. It is a little pricey, but all Hourglass products are, and sometimes I go with the pricier products. There's some products where I swear by the drugstore, like mascaras, hands down, have better mascaras than the high-end. So next up for cream products, I'm going to use the new Maybelline Cheek Heat blush, and I got the shade Coral Ember. Open this up. It's got a little thing on top of it. Oh my goodness, it's squirting all out as I'm taking the little seal off. Oh Lord. Okay. So just has, I'm just going to take a little bit of this. Hopefully it's not too bright. And just dab a little. Oh my god. It's like really getting everywhere. So I'm going to like rub it together a little bit, I think. And then kind of tap it on. Holy cow. Okay. This is like very, very pigmented, but also at the same time just like gets everywhere. So this product is so pigmented. I'm going to take the sponge and take this back side, just kind of blend it out. Ooh, that does blend pretty good. So you blend it out, and it looks like it has a little bit of shimmer. So I'm just going to blend this out. This side looks to have more color. I think I put a little bit more on. So I'm actually going to add it to my hand first. It's like a very subtle one, so I definitely feel like I would put some powder blush on top. Let's try to build up that pigment. So I put it on the back of my hand like so, and then dipped the sponge into it. Oh yeah, it's building up some pigment. There we go. You can see it. It's like more of a subtle blush, but I really like it, and I love corally blush colors. They look so pretty. Okay. So that is all of the cream products that I'm going to use. So now we can finally dig in to this highlight palette, because there is a shade in here that's supposed to be like an all over like glow shade. Oh my goodness, this goes everywhere. So in this middle, it's supposed to be like a light diffusing shade. So I'm going to go in and take the other sponge from the Juno & Co. that's not wet, and it's this different shape. So it's like this. And just take a little bit onto it and kind of pack it under the eyes. Just see what we get by doing this. And I got the medium shade in this, so that's very pretty. It definitely diffuses out really pretty. And it does have a little bit of shimmer in it, you can see. It's pretty. But I think what I'm going to do is I also have this Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. So I'm going to take some of this onto that sponge instead to really pack it. And then I'm going to take a brush with the other stuff and see how that works. And I've been loving using the Blendiful for powder, so that's why I got these other shapes of the Juno & Co. sponge. And they're really nice and super affordable. I got a pack of 4, so 2 of each shape for like $14. It's crazy how cheap it is. I'm just gonna pack this powder on wherever I put that concealer. And then I'm going to go in with just a fluffy brush and just wipe away any excess of that powder I did use of the Wet n Wild. And I really do like this Wet n Wild powder. It's like that. And it's a very, very finely milled powder. So it's definitely a good powder to use for all over the face. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and go into that shade. Run it around all over. It's very pretty. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So I just did my eyebrows real quick with the Tarte Busy Gal Brows thing. So, you know, if you've seen my channel, I love it because I already have pretty good eyebrows, so I don't need to do a lot to them. And now we're going to jump into this eyeshadow palette. I am so excited. And look at the layout. So it has an equal number of shimmers as it does mattes. So they did the mattes as a big one and the shimmer right below or above. So just this brick pattern that they did. So I'm going to jump right in. So I'm going to zoom you in even more so you can really see the eyes. First up, I'm going to go into this Swan shade right here, just all over the lid, just to really set down that concealer that we had put onto the eyelid. Let's get rid of any of the creasing that's from that concealer. Next up, I'm going to go in with just a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this warm rose shade right here. And then bring that just into the crease and just start working that in. Holy cow. The shade definitely looks a lot darker on the eye than it does in the pan. So I'm going to go with this shade, and then we'll probably bring another shade that's lighter on top. But they're very pigmented, and they blend very easily. This is definitely a palette you could easily travel with. You can create so many, like, different nude looks, but it's very everyday eyeshadow friendly. Especially if you're doing like work trips or not being like all out there all the time. And the other eye. Very pigmented. Just blend that in. And then I'm going to go in with a fluffier brush, so pretty good size one. And I'm actually going to take this light pink petal shade on the brush and kind of blend on the top just to soften up that color because it was so deep. And just like, you can see the difference. And it's super easy to fix your eyeshadow if you go in too dark. Go in with the lighter color to like blend it out once you get that shade put down. See, just go in and blend it on the top. And it just softens it up so well. And then to deepen up that outer V, I'm going to go in with this cocoa shade right here. And just go into the outer V with that. And just like this tiny little fluffy brush. And just pack that on the outer V. And especially with darker colors where I know they're going to be darker, I go in with a light hand and slowly build up that color just so it doesn't go crazy. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush we used for that warm rose shade and just blend that in together on the top. Then with the flat top brush, I'm going to go into that cocoa shade. It's just like this type of brush and bring that under the eye. And bring it really close to the, on the water, well, close to the waterline, but not into the waterline. Just to pack it in really fine. And then with the smudger brush, just go into that warm rose shade. Like so. And just smudge out that cocoa shade. Just to get rid of any harsh lines under the eye. And you want to connect it up. See the difference? This is way more blended out. It just flows with the rest of the eye, while this one's still harsh lines. Next up is my favorite part. I love doing shimmer shades and glittery shades. So I think I'm going to go into, which one? This rose gold shade right here all over the lid. I'm just going to use my finger to do that. Actually, I think I'm going to do that more on this side, and then I'm going to go in with the shimmery pearl shade right here, all like in the inner part. So just so you can use a few more shades. Let's see how this works with the finger. Pretty good. Let's try a brush with some MAC Fix Plus on it and see what that gives us. Because that, usually I get a lot more pigment from it with my fingers. So let's try a brush and see what that does. Ooh, yes, a brush with MAC Fix Plus works really well. A lot better than the finger, which is weird because most of the time the finger works the best with shimmery, glittery shades. Kind of dab it in lightly so it blends in with the outer part of the eye. It does have some fallout with the shimmer, which a lot of shimmery shades do have fallout. It's just to be expected. So just take a brush and wipe it away. And do it very gently. Don't push down with the brush, or else you're going to push that glittery pigment into your skin and just have a glittery mess. Okay, so I'm going to spritz my brush. Actually, I used a color switch, so this is just a color switch so that I can use the same brush and go into that shimmery petal shade. On my brush and bring that into the inner part of the eye. Kind of make like a gradient eye with this. And just tap along where those two shades meet, just to blend them really well. You can see it just gives a nice, pretty gradient look. So I'm going to go back in with that brush that we used to do the warm rose shade. Don't put any more product on it and just take it along the top just to blend out that color with the top of the shimmery shades. We'll just make it flow better. So I'm actually going to dip into the highlighter palette to do the inner corner and beneath my brow bone, just so we can see those shades. So next up, I'm going to go into the highlighting palette and go into the glow side, which is supposed to be more of like a softer highlight than the dazzle side. And we're going to go into the inner corner and beneath the brow bone with this shade. Like, ooh, that is pretty. And that's supposed to be like the subtle one. And I will do both the subtle and the more like building up to be more extreme on my cheek. So we're going to finish up the face with some bronzer. So I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Bronze Please bronzer. Just bronze up the face. I kind of want to have really bronzy skin today for some reason. It's just the look. I want bronzy and glowy. And then I'm just going to take a little brush like this with some matte bronzer. So I'm just going to take the Benefit Hoola bronzer. Let's take a little bit just to contour out my nose. Just take it all the way up and bring it down. And it's okay if there's a harsh line right now. I'm going to smooth it out with the sponge we use for the powder. Just kind of dab it along, and that will just blend that in nicely. And then I am going to go in with some more blush. So since it was a corally blush, I'm going to take a coral blush. So this is the ColourPop No Vacancy blush, and it is a very similar color. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on a brush just to give my cheeks a little bit more blush. But I do like that blush if you're just gonna go for like a subtle everyday look, like more of the no makeup look. That blush would be beautiful to use. So I definitely would use that alone by itself, but I'm really going for that look today. And now we are going to test out these highlighters, like really test them out on the face. So I'm super excited for this. So I just have this like flatter brush, and I'm just gonna go into the glow first. I'll use one side of the brush for glow and one side for the dazzle. So we'll go into glow first on both sides and just see what that gives us. So here is the glow, and that is like on its own like a crazy highlighter. If you can, I hope my camera is picking it up, but it is so pigmented and just such a good highlighter by itself. Like, Too Faced really stepped it up with this collection. I am loving this. That is so pretty. Just gonna take a little bit down my nose. And my Cupid's bow. Like, this is the perfect amount for my nose and Cupid's bow because I don't like to go crazy on that. So now we're gonna go into the dazzle side and add that. Like, this one seems more glittery on the dazzle side. And just go over the top. Yeah, that just adds like some subtle glitter, so it just is like way more. Like, I cannot tell if my camera is picking this up as well. Like, I'm gonna zoom you like really far in so you can see, like, this side is just the glow side and this side has the glow and the dazzle. Like, it definitely pops more with the dazzle, but it's not so overpowering that it makes it look bad. And I did get the medium in this palette, but I forgot to tell you, it was the medium shade, which I really like. There's 4 shades in this, so there's light, medium, I think there's a deep and like a dark deep one, or I forget what the last 2 they call them, but definitely very pretty for highlight. So I don't have a new mascara to shout out, so I just put on the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. This has been my go-to mascara. It works so good. Like, you can see the lashes just get brought up. So pretty. So next up, I'm just going to line my lips with the NYX Nude Lip Liner, retractable lip liner. And then we actually do have a new lippy to try. So this is the It Cosmetics Pillow Mask or lipstick, and this is the cream formula. So all of these new lipsticks that are in the Pillow collection come in both a cream and a matte formula, and this is the shade Vision that I got. And again, this is the cream formula. But we'll try it out. It seems to match really good with the lip liner. It smells kind of minty. So let's try this out. Ew, that's pretty. Like, really pretty. Like a definitely perfect rosy nude shade. And because this is like an actual lipstick and it's a cream formula, it's not going to be like the normal liquid lipsticks where it's going to last like all day. You might have to reapply it. But that is so pretty. Like, I really like that shade. It matches so good. The makeup look and this nude look that I'm going for. So I'm really liking. So this is the completed look that I get using all of these new products, or new to me products, and especially trying out this new Too Faced collection. I highly recommend getting both of these. Get this, the highlighting palette for whatever skin tone you are, it will work. Any of these eyeshadows will definitely work for any eyes, any color, skin color. I really like them. They're very versatile. It is definitely an everyday palette that I will go to time and time again. And all the other products I used today, I definitely would use again. Some of them not necessarily in this type of look. Like the blush, I would use more for like a natural, like no makeup look, like I said. But all the other products I probably would use for a more full coverage look, which I went for today. So thank you so much for watching this video. Check out my Instagram, it's m.hartman5, and I will see you soon in my next one. Thank you for watching.